Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a stream. I forgot to check whether my tablet works. Sometimes it doesn't. I plug it in after my computer has started, but everything seems to work. So last Wednesday we started with refining this sketch that we did, and this is the result so far. And I don't know, I'm not very pleased with the result yet. I think there's a lot that needs improving. So let's get into it. I think I want to start with the color bands a little bit. I think we want more reds in it. Might be a little much, but let's see. I think I want it to be more red, green. So this is how we started. Not sure. Maybe a little bit too much. So what if we make it less? Good. Magenta maybe. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep the green color for now, and maybe we're gonna throw in some textures from oops, I'm throwing stuff over here. Sorry for that. We might try to add some detail using using photographs, using textures. We did that a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not sure where to continue with this one. So yeah, I think we're just gonna try some crazy stuff here. Who knows if it will if it works or not. So we're gonna grab this one and I'm gonna throw it on here, and we want the light to come from there. So subject of this photograph has nothing to do with the submarine, whatever you want to call it. But I want it for the lighting. It's way too dense. Although I kind of like some of the effects. Let's see if we play with the eraser and erase a bunch of stuff from the photograph. Let's see what we can end up with. I think we don't need this. We probably don't need that at all. No, that doesn't work because now everything is gone. Nope. Oh, we didn't use the eraser, we just used the brush. I don't know. So we'll probably struggle for a bit with this one. Yeah, it's not a landscape. Usually I feel quite confident at doing landscapes and stuff like that. This is newish for me. But as I said last week not last week, last stream, so that's was on Wednesday. I struggled a bit too. In the end, I thought it's getting somewhere, but then I saw the result again, and I thought I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of want to get details going, and I'm not sure how to achieve that. So we're gonna rotate this. I think I should have been more pronounced with the perspective. That's for sure. Let's not do this. Let's try to make the perspective more dramatic. Like that. Sure if this is gonna work though. That's not gonna work. As you can see, I'm really sort of trying to figure out sort of a fix, and I probably just need to get in there and start painting, and not worry about it too much. Because I would have loved this perspective sort of going on for this kind of painting, but now we have a sort of a top-down perspective, so we're gonna have to stick with that. I think it's about this, probably. And this is just me trying to put stuff down, which I can pull detail from within the painting. It seems a little bit strange, maybe, that I use this picture, this photograph, but it has a lot of interesting details that we can use. For instance, we don't need this. Yeah, we don't need that. Although I want to keep this. See, something like this. These windows down here. That's all additional detail that we can definitely use for our painting. But and the some of the detailing here on the nose, we're not going to use too much of that, but some extra sort of detail, so to say. So we're gonna go with a new layer. I think I'm gonna erase a little bit more. We probably want to use a soft brush for that, because yeah. So that's a lot of strange details here, but that's okay, because we can pull interesting stuff from there. Things like color, things like that. Mainly colors, details. For instance, as I said, those windows down here, they can serve as a sort of hatches or whatever. They can serve all kinds of interesting purposes. And now we're just gonna see how to sort of integrate these. So yeah, probably should lock these too, so I cannot accidentally paint on them. especially the detail one with all the buildings, because it's set to soft light, and if I paint on it, it all strange effects and messy. So I might do this a couple of times with this painting today. Just use textures to add stuff and build on that to achieve a certain level of detail that I otherwise wouldn't have. It may feel a bit like a cheat, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's a way for me to save a painting, because this was sort of a concrete type of thing. But with this, we can start to add all sorts of interesting stuff to this wall and make it look a lot more interesting for the viewer. There's all sorts of technical stuff going on there. Right. Why is this sort of thing like it's not looking? It's probably my brush size. When I go below a certain size, my brush starts to quite awkward. I think I'm gonna make this sort of one connected part, the sort of the observation post line with the bridge. That's sort of it's all sort of interconnected to each other. We're gonna have to figure that out, how we're gonna deal with that exactly. Same goes for this this stuff, all this stuff down here. Maybe a little bit too much, but we're gonna try to integrate that in our background. At this stage, it is a little bit too values aren't really correct, and it's separated from the submarine itself. But we can change that a little. Select the first, grab a soft brush. I don't know, we some color that's here. Separates it quite nicely. There we go. So it is already a little bit better integrated. Still not there yet. Now we're just gonna have to paint on it to make it look cool and integrated. So that's what we're gonna use. Where we're gonna use this brush. I think it's a little bit too big, but to some highlights to that, and so the goal that we want to achieve here is to make it look like sort of all kinds of machinery and things like that. So in the end, it doesn't look like buildings anymore. And we might have to add another couple of layers of texture to actually achieve that, but hopefully we will make it happen. And I think I want to do similar stuff to the pillars and sort of through the entire building here. We want to make it look quite techy. So we're gonna sort of browse through my folder with pictures and see what we can use to get that ID, to get that effect. I think we definitely want sort of a city over there. I'm not sure how these will do. The favelas. I think we want a more modern city, so we could try to get this in there. So this is a little bit of a different method than the method that we used last week. Last week was mainly just paint. Well, it was all paint. I only used sort of a photograph as a way to get the color in my painting. And today, using photographs to get all sorts of detail in there. And yeah, so that's to show you the different methods that you can use to make your painting look interesting. So it's not big. The effect that we achieve here is not that big with this, but and all those layers will add up. So we're gonna see whether. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but I'm kind of intrigued by this picture here. I think it's Dubai, right? To that massive high building there. I'm kind of intrigued to use this for the background. We'll see if we get a satisfying something like this. It's actually really cool. Of course, we're gonna need to tone it down in places. Why is this? Why isn't this working? Set the color dodge, but that's of course it's changing the entire pillar. Yeah, that's right. Kind of want to keep that color on the pillar though. I think we might just keep it for now. Kind of want to have it here as well, so I'm gonna stick with that, and then we're gonna copy the layer, and we're gonna bring it down here as well. For our just to get the lighting there. We're gonna erase a little bit more of this though. So we don't that purple up there. Kinda wanna keep that. That's kinda cool. That as well. Want to probably get rid of this maybe. But I will probably use a brush for that so that we can Something like that, I don't know. And we might use the big brush to soften it up a little bit. There we go. Not sure what it is supposed to do. This stuff yet, but we're gonna figure out a way, a use for it. It's just to make things look cool, and we probably want to change the perspective a little bit, match our painting, our perspective of the painting. There we go. I think using these photographs is a cool way to actually get stuff going on the painting. So what do we want to do next? Let's see. Let's browse a couple of more. Want some stuff going on here as well. I think about it. Let's see. This might be interesting. This is about the same point as the here down here. Let's see. So what can we get out of that? Sorts of interesting stuff. So there's a lot to get rid of. So let's do that quickly. Probably want to try to use the lasso tool for this. That's the the trouble of not working in layers. That that you I don't have a sort of a selection of the ship. So yeah, I think with a bit of soft brush action here and there. Yeah, that's a bit of extra detail. There we go. That's fine. Anything else? Yeah, probably the submarine itself can use some detail. I don't want to add some technical stuff to it, some wiring and stuff like that. Oh, this is actually quite cool. I don't know. Let's try it. I said it on Wednesday, but I definitely for pictures. You can always use more. It's never a bad thing. Have more options to select from when you're trying to do these things. Let's see if we can achieve a desirable effect here. I think this is definitely something that we're gonna try to incorporate. I realized this was supposed to be steampunk. So we should keep that in mind. I think we should not forget about that. I really like the light there. We do. I think we need to, yeah, something like that. I think we can get like so. And of course, this is also a nice effect. I think we're gonna keep that. We can grab from that. All right, so we have all sorts of layers here. We're gonna keep them for now. This is a bit of paint I did. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna keep them for now. We're gonna lock them all, so we cannot accidentally paint on them. And we're gonna grab a new layer, and we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna try to sort of blend all these different photographs together to get a cool painting. So we have here we got some nice lights. Blend these together, and we're gonna have some stuff that's not really clear what it is, but that's okay. Some indication of details that are here. And the goal is today to sort of bring this up to somewhat finished level. So I hope we can do that. I was really, I wouldn't say down, but I didn't really have any good ideas on how to continue with this one. But now that I have sort of, I think now we can definitely continue what we're doing here. I think we're having a good base now. Not sure how far we can take it in the next hour or so. How long I've been streaming for 30 minutes already and haven't really made. I think I made the progress that I needed to make. I think I made. In terms of painting, I didn't really make a lot of progress, but in terms of I actually made a lot of progress because I've come up with sort of tools to make this happen. And that's really cool. I didn't expect that when I just started out. I was feeling really lost, but you know what? This is never gonna work. And now look at this. We are painting. We have an ID. We have a lot of details to incorporate in our painting. So that's really cool. Sure what we're gonna do with this bright lights up front here. Try to make the lines as clean as possible. Without spending too much time on it. Of course, if you really wanted to make this clean, we'd have to spend a couple more hours on it, but next week we want to continue with a new one, so unless I'm really like, you know what, I really want to, I think it's really cool now and I really want to finish it, then we might or finish it or take it to the next level, I should say. Then I might do another do this for another day or so, or two, another stream or two, and but that depends. It really depends on how we feel at the end of the day here. I think it's gonna be more sci-fi looking than steampunk, but maybe steampunky sci-fi. I don't know. I really want this to be at 80 again because I want to have control over the shapes that I'm going. Maybe 90. Don't be afraid to sort of get in there with a really strong brush and yeah, let me know what you think of it so far. For sort of glassy object, on the soft brush with the opacity setting set to pressure. I always want this to be a sort of an eye. Some yellow in there as well. Cool, hopefully, because we need to zoom out to sort of see the entire effect. Yeah, I think that's it's starting to look like it definitely could belong on the ship. I think we have some work to do on the nose, as quite some work to do on the nose, but yeah, I definitely want to work on the ship first because that's gonna be our main sort of objective, sort of what you want to call it. Our main focal point. So we really want our main focal point to be decently detailed. We're still gonna have those big chimneys, so we're gonna need to figure out how to incorporate them into the actual design. But that's I think that's gonna be quite cool to achieve that. If we can achieve that, that's gonna be. So we're gonna extend sort of the arms of this supporting structure. Let's see. I really like the blue lights. Sucker for blue. Um, Shine through as well. Be even there. Darker. So yeah, we're gonna try to combine sci-fi with steampunk today. Let's see if that's gonna work. We don't know. We'll see. I think we probably need to slightly change the perspective on this. This perspective is going like from let's take a really quick from here to there, and we need it to be from there to there. Or we need to sort of make this shape work, but we'll see. For now we're gonna leave it because I can easily fix that later. So we're gonna roll with it for now. If you zoom in, you can still quite clearly see that this is just a street. But I'm gonna just make that a little less obvious. I think this is sort of an energy something. I don't know. So there's a lot of energy emitting from it. I don't know how it exactly works, but as long as it looks cool, it's okay, I guess. Oh, we have the artifact from our line, from perspective line, but that's okay. We can perfectly incorporate that in the design. Really matter. So maybe this is sort of a section that's opened up for maintenance, and it can be closed off later by so let's extend this to here. Let's get over that. Up, and we're gonna fill this in like so, and so that we have something like that. A smaller brush. Go. I think we can make these angles And then we want to add highlights. Highlights are cool. I think we want these lines to be a little bit better defined. Try not to worry too much, but it's a little bit too light. We could maybe I think that's kind of cool looking. I should be careful to not worry about too much about really small details, but has to be detailed enough to look cool. I think I want to adjust this a little bit. I think I want to just make this go straight into there instead of it being curved. And I probably want to lighten it as well. And we probably want to add some blues there. Probably with this brush as well. I'm gonna grab cobalt blue. It's way too light. No, that's way too. I really want it to be saturated. Like that. Something like this. Some reflection going on here. It's also something that we need to keep an eye for. I think I want to make another sphere here. I think we can. Probably want to grab this brush. I'm gonna. We want to set the sphere a little bit further back into the ship. So we're gonna do that like so. And we probably want to darken it up a little up there so that it is sort of in the shadow. Not too much because it emits light on its own probably as well. Probably should grab a different color for that because we have the greens next to it. Something like that. I guess this is okay. Yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying this. What have you painted so far? So this is sort of the detail that we added, and this is what we painted out of it. I noticed that I'm really bothering and working on this the tiny bits of detail, and think that's important, but we also don't need to focus on the bigger picture as well. So kind of try to do that. Gonna try to make the gonna try to work on the picture as a whole. So we want to give the idea that the wing is sort of opened up here, and people can work there. Maybe they can even stand into it. Maybe this thing is so huge that you can stand upright in these parts. That's something we might want to show. There's probably there's a blue light there. There's probably some reflection here. There. Right, that's the wing. Maybe it's probably not done yet, but we definitely want something on the tower as well, but not sure yet what and how we're gonna do that. I kind of want to blend this in a little bit because buildings, and we definitely want to work out this because this is sort of the submarine. I think I'm gonna go with my another variation of the brush, and that's this one, to blend the thing together a little bit better. So because this is not really correct. Probably gonna add something to that to make it more interesting, because we got this whole interesting nose and front, and we got the back that's kind of dull at this point. So we definitely want something to make that cool looking as well. We don't want it just to be a gray shape. So we got some lights there. We could keep that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the scaffolding there. We're gonna keep it, I think, for now. Let's work on this tower for a bit. Let's try to be quite fast. Want it slightly darker. Yeah, brush. I think these arms are a little bit too thick. Same goes for them at the front. Of course, this thing is sure it's quite heavy, but still want it to have a sort of a want the design to be interesting as well. So something that we need to add here as well is this is sort of almost like a building. So that the submarine is sort of sat on a building. That would be kind of cool, I guess. That gives the sense of scale. I think we want to get rid of that road effect. Going across there, we want it to go back there. We could add something, things like trucks and stuff like that at a bottom, or chariots or whatever. Stagecoaches. Is that the correct analogy for things? Because if you do trucks, then it's definitely going to be sci-fi. Of course, we want sci-fi steampunky-ish. So I need to be more deliberate with my brush strokes. I want to get a little bit neat. That's a problem when I'm in a hurry. I am really in a hurry then, and then I go too quickly with the brush and it becomes a mess. I don't pay attention. Bridge going across. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do with the scaffolding. I think we could probably work for another week on this one. I have serious doubts that I'm gonna finish it today. But who knows? We're gonna stick with it for now, and still have at least an hour, so we can make it somewhat decent. Let's try to add a detail in cockpit. Go. Want it to be darker. Let's move on to a bit of background. Brush needs to be bigger. This is but sort of handling it. And yeah, let's try to work on this mess. I think I'm gonna get rid of this tower, or at least partially. Same goes for this one. Hi. And we're just gonna make it city landscape. I think in the end, at this point, it turned out already quite a lot different than I first sort of intended, which can happen. That's also due to the fact that I didn't start with a clear idea in my head, and then it tends to happen a lot faster. If you have a clear idea, then sort of you know where you want to take your paint and if you don't, and you can wander off and sort of sight and track of what you're trying to do. So that's definitely what happened with this one. So that's why it is going in such a different direction than I was taking it Wednesday. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think I like the new direction a lot better than the old direction that I was taking it in. Although we sort of changed the theme, probably from steampunk to more sci-fi related, but I still want to incorporate the steampunky bit sort of into this. So we definitely not just gonna make it sci-fi. If I can do that in a reasonable amount of time, because as I said earlier, I don't think we're gonna finish it today, and that's a shame because I'm really starting to like it now. So if I like it enough after today, then we're gonna figure out a way to finish it next week. But just not figure out a way, but just gonna do this one next week first, and we'll see if we do stream then. We have the time, and otherwise, anyway, it's gonna be okay no matter what. So this is sort of starting to turn more into a city of some sorts. Yeah, I think I want some more detail there, and it's still not sure about the sort of the perspective of this. I really like the detail level. I think we can take this to a whole new level if you work on it a little bit more even. I want to make this tower king, so we're gonna light a little bit brighter. And we're gonna make this a sort of a bridge across. Go. Same goes for this. So all sorts of detail in this stuff that we can use to make this really cool. So forgive me that I'm not talking too much, by the way. I'm really sort of in a flow to just paint. Luckily, it isn't busy on the stream. I hope the other end. Don't get me wrong. I hope that and eventually a lot more people will start watching the stream. So yeah, hopefully one day it will get a lot busier, but at this point I'm sort of going into a sort of a flow, and you know, it's rather nice. just adding slight details to that to sort of make it look like a big structure. Yeah, I think that works. That's enough. So, how long? I've been streaming for a little bit over an hour now. I'm gonna take a short break, and I will be back in a couple of minutes. I hope to see you soon. So I'm back. Let's continue with the painting. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna finish it today in a state in which I'm gonna be uh, really happy with it. So I think we're just gonna um, continue next week with it, just so that we can make it the best painting possible. Otherwise, we're gonna finish sit there in the end with a sort of a half-finished painting, and that would be just a shame. Don't really want that. It's the brush that I'm looking for. No. I want to keep some of that original texture in there. It's kind of cool. A lot of texture in this pillar now, and that's really, I think it's really fancy. One of the photographs I used to grab textures from is sort of stopping right here. So we're gonna fix that up a little bit. We don't, for now, we don't want to do too much with this background, so to speak. Want it to look cool, and then we might do some more work next week on it, but I really want to make, yeah, the spaceship, submarine thingy, whatever it is. I want it to be the best version that I can make it today within the time that I have left. So we're gonna try to work on that for the most part, and we're gonna try to sort of make the tire painting in the same style, because now we have this corner here which can use some love, I think. So you probably want to do that first. Because if you wait, you're gonna have to do that later. So gonna grab some photos and use those as a way to add detail as well, I think. Yeah. So let's browse through them a little bit. I'm gonna grab this one again. I really like this one. It's really cool to think that we used this to create that. That's actually quite cool. Think about that. I used it before in various paintings. In fact, there's coming a new thumbnail sketch video out today. It will be in the end of the afternoon, and one of the sketches I use this picture as well. So I don't know. I use it a lot, quite a lot. So it's a bit messy. That's okay. We need some something there. Let's see what can we do. Because now it's really how do you say that? Does it really fit the rest of the painting? Times Square, help me out. Use this one to create another sci-fi painting. Maybe today it can help me. Sometimes it's just a matter of throwing on pictures and see whether you can get a cool effect out of them. I don't really need top art, and of course we don't want slide effect, but something like this. I don't know. We could use a bit of it, probably. Let's get rid of most. I quite like the effect. Quite like the effect on the cockpit. I'm gonna keep that, and for the rest, we're gonna get probably all of it. I definitely want some more contrast there. Not too much, but just a little bit. Add a waterfall. Waterfall down here. makes sense. It will be kind of cool though, because then this definitely. Then we have to change the entire thing back here. Cool though. Yeah, sort of a waterfall on a river. This background definitely doesn't work now. Something else. Don't know what yet. Bangkok. Night. Just sort of like that. I don't know. Well, it could be kind of cool. Have to like that, and definitely to. No, not the magic wand. Like that, so. Yeah, the back of the ship can definitely use some love. But oh, I'm not sure. Selecting first. Not this. Probably delete. And then we'd probably want some atmospheric fog. But the other way around. But we could also on here, I guess. And then the other way around again, selecting first, brush. Probably this. Probably want to on a new layer as well, and then want to get rid of some of that detail. Is this an improvement over? Definitely need to get rid of something here. Is this an improvement? I think it is. I think it is. But sure, let's get rid of that. Let's color balance this into a slightly different color. It's probably better. And then soft brush out. Erase something of it. And yeah, we definitely need to work on on the details here. So grab a new layer. Definitely made a lot of layers today. Usually not doing that. I usually collapse them every now and then. But today I kind of wanna, in the end, I kind of wanted to check my my entire progress. So we're gonna keep them for now. So let's do it like this. See that doesn't have to be perfectly clear how the everything works back here, but wanna give at least some idea that we know what we're doing. So not that I know what I'm doing, painting, but it's going with sort of what I think is right. So yeah, we have some new details on the ship. So let's start to work them and start to incorporate them into the design. So yes, some collections we don't want. Yeah, it's to be slightly small. Do that. For that. This is some sort of a light here. So figure out how that works and what the purpose is. No, not necessarily the purpose, but the purpose of a light is usually see the dark. So that's something that we have to figure out. We're gonna have to figure out how it sort of is positioned on the ship. Stuff like that. Not sure what we're gonna do with this orange stuff. Just gonna sort of build a frame around it so that righty. Yeah, I think definitely this background is just garbage. I don't know. It's too much. Sort of the density of the details, so to speak, is way too high compared to the position where it is in painting. It is in the background, but for instance, it is much more detailed, so to speak, than the foreground, and we don't want that. We want to be less detailed because it is the background. So that's definitely something that we need to work on. It's also just as almost as simple as just putting down some brush strokes and deleting some of the sort of the pixels, so to speak. That there's a lot of color variation, and that gives the well, how do we explain that? By painting over it, we're just we're getting rid of a lot of the detail. I think if you want this to be the sky, we probably have to find a way to get some clouds in. So that's a later concern. And one of the problems, so to speak, is that we don't know that well how this sort of background, what's going on here. Is this a city? Do we want this a city? And where does the sort of the dock end? And I think I need to sort of indicate that more clearly, so that we have an idea what's going on here, and then we can work on it a little better. I don't really like the fact that this is sort of in line with that chimney. So I might get rid of the chimney, or I might redesign them into one big one, or I don't know. But for now, I'm not entirely happy with that. So yeah, I think definitely by getting rid of a lot of detail in the background, I think we improved that quite a bit. And that's sort of the way to go, I guess. I think I want to make this building a little bit interesting. Let's see, what did we have for this? What's this? Texture that gives these nice windows. Can check them here. Bangkok. I think it was. I think it is this section here. So gonna grab the marquee tool, grab this piece of that thing, and I think I'm gonna flip it. I think just something. I think we don't need to flip anything. We can just like this. Go. Work on the perspective a little bit. And bit of this top bit. That can go. And smooth the edge. And I think we have a nice sort of thing to continue with. I think I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna cut it out, and I'm gonna bring it over here. Line 2. That a little bit. And now we can worry about the fact that by doing that, the perspective isn't right anymore. Top 1. But we can fix that. So now we have some lights and some windows here. So let's try to work with that. I had made this all curved, but I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Oops. And we're gonna go with square. Let's see which one. Retell. Yeah. Oh, I'm at 50% opacity. That's why. But why is this so weird? So instead of making it lights, we're going to use the lights to make windows. So particular building. Gonna rid of the white, sort of the white parts in it. Maybe section it off a little. Sure if the perspective is correct yet. See, I think we can get this. Get a couple of them over there as well. Let's see. Floor here. You also need to change the color there. I don't like it. I think that's gonna be next week. Is mainly the background. It's like that. Fixing all those look cool. So these are sort of hanging back, those windows, and then we have another sort of square bit here. And I think we want to connect this building sort of to this walkway. Probably gonna hang all sorts of lights on the walkway. But so people don't want to fall off, right? Lights to that building. Like that. Fairly rough because this is of course it is quite an important part of the painting. I think we need to clean this up later. I don't think the perspective is perfectly right, but can work on that. I think I'm quite happy with it. So let's quickly check it. We went from this to adding stuff like that and then throwing that over. But yeah, I think we need to sort of grab those two layers and grab those two layers. It's a problem though. I need to do that when I flatten all the layers. I probably can work a little bit with just painting and doing it that way. I think by changing this line to something like that, that will help. A lot, I guess. Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. So yeah, I'm getting quite pleased now with the progress so far with the work that we did today. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for 10 more minutes, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Still enjoying myself, so as long as I'm happy, I'm gonna continue. So it's going a lot better than last Wednesday, if you ask me. Doing, let's see, and it's fine. Be alive. Too bright to grab it from there. Yeah, so that bridge is getting quite cool now. We need to make sure that we don't we sort of the rest of this detail level in the rest of this background as well. Otherwise, this bridge thingy is gonna stick out too much, and then you know what I mean. This is the main subject, is this submarine thingy, and that's fairly well detailed. There's a bit of detail going on in the ground here. We're gonna change that up a little bit. We're gonna add some stuff to that. I think this is sort of the perfect. This is in the perfect spot. We don't want to change that. I think we want the detail to be here, not too much. This is fairly detailed as well, so we want this whole site to be fairly detailed, and this background a little bit less so. But yeah, so far so good. Maybe we're gonna add some. I don't know which button that was. Might tone down the blue color there. That might be the way to go. But I kind of want to add sort of stuff to the pillars. Maybe building a maybe not just make them sort of the structure. This, I don't know what it is, this massive thing, but also make them function as a building themselves. I don't know. Yeah, it's still quite messy, but I think I think it's quite messy still, but I think we're getting there. So, can you believe it? This is how we started today, and yeah, I just started adding things, I think, and this is how we are now. I think we have some fixing to do. We definitely want to do want to create stuff here. Yeah, it's long. It's gonna take a while before we finish this. So let's get stuck in a little while longer. What we call it a day for now. I think I want to grab this brush and go. Start with this. Yeah, that's. So we're gonna add some structural elements to this. So this fire or light or whatever is in the background. We don't want it to be as prominent as it is now. We want it to be there, but a lot more toned down, or as part of a sort of a couple of light sources and highlights and things like that. So, for instance, we could say, you know what, this is sort of an open thing here. Let's add some highlight to it. Same goes for this. You know what? That's the reason that it's sorts of light streaming here. And I think with this pillar, we definitely have sort of the, especially on this side, we have a cool amount of sort of texture to it. It's not just a plain pillar, which is really cool. It's more than that. It's quite techy. It's quite cool. Not sure what we're gonna do with this, but probably just gonna use this as our as a way to say, you know what, it's all the way up there. Fill this in. Try to nose of the ship a little bit. I think we can go slightly brighter color. And then we can add details as well. We can add some other things. Probably want to add some of them in the background as well, a little bit further back. Some fillers, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Don't want this yellow to take over. We have a lot of verticals here, so why don't we add a couple of horizontal elements as well? Yeah, I think that's starting to look quite cool. I think we're gonna do the same here. This is probably a little bit easier because we have all sorts of details going on here. No, the brush stroke was there, but it didn't look great. It's a little. and sort of pillars in the background, and this could be sort of an artifact to get rid of. Maybe there's a beam which doesn't necessarily have to be all horizontal, they sort of diagonal as well. So maybe there's sort of an almost an entire city down here with this sort of the bottom class people, which work on the ship, the welders, you know. So this is quite high tech, so maybe this is some sort of an alien civilization which still uses slaves, sitting here down here. That's the beauty of painting. You can make your own world. Not that I'm a fan of slavery, but sort of all kinds of themes that you can use to make the story of your painting. And I think it helps to have a story. Of course, you don't necessarily have to have one, but if you say, you know what, this is sort of a down here there is living space for people, but it's probably a lot of noise and it's like that, so that prices of the housing there is probably really cheap, or circumstances aren't really great. You don't necessarily want to live there, but still live there. So they have to have a place to stay. Yeah, I think that's already, oops, a better always do this. Always say I always do this as well. Go fit, shop it. So fit on screen. There we go. What is the size of this? 4,000 pixels. Wow, that's actually really small. Out of tone. Crazy. Image size. I should have sized it up earlier. I'm gonna size it up to 6,000 at least for now. That will help with the brushes. I can even make it 8,000 probably. Yeah, let's go straight to 8 because I think we want to get this to quite decent level. So let's go to 8. It's gonna increase my file size quite a bit. Oh, it actually takes a really save, but that was the first. I think every save after this is probably a bit faster. So yeah, and luckily I have an SSD, so it saves quite quickly. It's a good investment. Save time and things like that. SSDs are awesome. Make the startup of your system a lot faster. The programs start a lot faster. Saving is a lot faster. It's awesome. We definitely want stuff on this pillar. I mean, come on. We have people living down to the floor, so why keep this boring pillar? Same goes for that pillar. So we'll probably grab some photograph and throw it on there. First, we're gonna sort of fix the pillars, or I say fix, but get the colors, get sort of the effects of the photo graph out of them. We can always roll back the stuff from the crate. We don't need that just yet. We have methods to bring that back. I really like this green color, so maybe we're gonna keep it. Problem is, there's so many colors now. I really like the tone that it is. I like this, but I like the rest of the colors of this pillar. The tone shift that it goes through, from this gray to the green to the somewhat more orange stuff. I really like that. I also think we need to work on this, cause man, probably want to pass a little bit for that. So I think we're just gonna go with city as well, or something like that, or almost like a city. Maybe it's if you go to Rotterdam, or I don't know if in other countries you have things like that as well. Botlek, where Shell and things like that, companies like that, and the steel factory in the Netherlands as well. Just these massive buildings, and it's almost like a city. So I imagine this to be the same. In Germany, you have this whole area, all those cool factories. Not very environmentally friendly, but so cool. Forget the name. The area. Part with Bottrop and all those cities. Yeah, we don't want this this bright white to shine too much. It's a bit too white. Ah, the Ruhr area, Germany. That's came back to me. So yeah, you have all these industrial areas in real life that can serve as a cool sort of well, what I'm gonna trying to say, as a sort of a cool template for your ventures. Not sure if I'm really happy with currently with the background. It's better than it was, but still, it's a whole lot of work to do on this one. So what time is it? It's 15 minutes past 12. I've almost been streaming for 2 hours. I think I'm gonna call it a day here for today. So yeah, we can go step by step over the sort of the process that we did today. So this is how we started, how we ended on Wednesday, and I looked at it yesterday and I looked at it today, and I thought, you know what, I'm not happy at all with this. It's just, it's way too plain, it's bland. I don't know. I didn't really feel it, so but you know what, we need some texture, so I threw this in and I painted over it a little bit to blend it a little bit better. I think that's quite a blend already. And then I thought, you know what, we need something in the background, so this is probably the least important addition to the whole painting. And then I thought, you know what, we need color, we need brightness, we need lights, we need stuff like that. So you can paint those, but I think the best way to throw that in is just grab photographs throw them in one by one, and you can see the light. So this is sort of the first stage, and this is how we painted that. Yeah, we spent most of the time here, and we threw something in the background, which made it way too busy, and we worked on that a little bit. We painted over it. I think that was an important fix. Then we came here with the lights for the building there, and we changed that into a building, and we worked a little bit on the background on this area. So yeah, all in all, from start to finish, it was a really interesting stream, a really interesting day of painting. Yeah, I'm really happy that I took the decision to just throw the original idea overboard, which was steampunk. Still kind of want to do some steampunk, but gonna sort of make this sci-fi steampunk combination, hopefully. I think I'm definitely going to continue with this one next week. So this is sort of against my plans. I was planning on doing one each week, but this is such amount of detail that I cannot possibly finish it today. I'd have to spend at least 2 more hours on it to make it an acceptable level of detail. So we're going to continue with this one next week, probably on Monday already. So we could maybe use Monday to finish this and then start a new one on Wednesday. But who knows? For now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you today actually with a new update on thumbnail challenge. For now, thank you for watching, and bye.